team, they all step up to the plate and they all slapping on some denies here, making life a bit difficult for Saberlight on the Dawnbreaker. But while we were focused up top, down bottom, it's actually Mira who ends up finding first blood. Oh, wait a second, Toby again down bottom. Ends up falling here, not too sure what's going on. Bottom lane in some trouble perhaps, but up top as well. The Shadow Shaman dropping very low. Saberlight and Boxy make quick work of Panto. Nightfall. Fortunately, Avalanche was still on cooldown from a previous use, so didn't have it. And down bottom, oh my god, they end up finding the Swen Mickey drops now. Just 3 deaths down bottom here for Liquid. Up top though, Saberlight finally gonna end up dropping. No! Nightfall just did not have the damage. Saberlight just able to walk away. And now in the mid lane, Boxy trying to find Panto. Panto's gonna be in some trouble, turned into a chicken for him, but levels are fine. He is... Oh, actually, wait. I mean, it's not exactly fine, but he should be fine. Mid lane. Oh! Okay, mid lane though. They end up finding the Shadow Fiend and Kyo falling. It's level 2. But up top, gonna make an attempt here for the Dawnbreaker, but Nisha's arrived on the Ember Spirit, looking to make some moves, and Panto gonna be in some trouble. The Shadow Shaman ends up biting the dust. It's Saberlight. Toby has to be a bit careful here. He's trying to man-fight Toronto Tokyo and the Queen of Pain, but Mira's coming over, and Panto also arrives on the Shaman. Nethershock to secure the kill, and Toby once again falling here down bottom, having a bit of a rough time on the Warlock. The Saber, so off to a very strong start. Meanwhile in the mid lane, Boxy is rotated over to Kyotaka. There's Solar Guardian coming through, and they will make quick work of the Shadow Fiend. As Panto comes in, they're hoping to find some return kills, but Nisha is rather tanky, and he's got multiple points into the Sleight of Fist. They might just end up paying for it with their lives here. One popped, one more Sleight of Fist. Panto's gonna be fine though. They're unable to get the Shaman, and in turn they find Boxy. Saberlight now gonna try to go in and get the cleanup going, and he will indeed take down the Marcy. Nightfall, no avalanche on him, so Saberlight might just be able to run away. Nisha, Remnants down bottom, has the amp damage rune at the ready. As Panto keeping the Dawnbreaker controlled up. Nisha wants to try and fight this though. Does have the DD, and there's a Sleight of Fist. Doing the work, Saberlight up to the high ground, teeping out, Razor. Smoke up by Boxy here though. And they want to try and find Kyotaka again. Toby has got the golem at the ready. Boxy's going to spot him out here. Has the 2 points into the tag team. And the SF, well, in some trouble. Tries to channel the Requiem, but there's the chaotic offering. And with the last remaining bits of that amp damage rune, Nisha is able to find the kill. Sleight of Fist tried to dodge out the Sonic Wave damage, and he does end up dodging most of it. Toronto Tokyo not going to be able to find anything off of the back of that rotation as Nisha finds himself have it, while Liquid continue to apply pressure here. And Mira gonna be in some trouble. That's gonna be a max level Sleight of Fist and Chains here from Nisha. Another one coming off cooldown soon, and they get the kill. Hunter just looking to blow someone up off the back of the Marcy perhaps, but they spot out Kyotaka, and they're gonna go in very, very deep. Requiem being channeled, but the Blade Mail's gonna make Kyotaka reconsider as Saberlight comes in, secures the kill with the help of the Celestial Hammer and the Solar Guardian. It's going to be a full Vladimir's offering soon. Toby helping him out as well with the help of the Shadow Word. Drops the Fatal Bonds. And Mickey is going to be able to clean up most of that stack. But while that was happening, they do end up finding Saberlight and Boxy up top. Nisha had the Arcane Rune, thought that maybe he could do a lot of work. And well, there's the Golem to try and help Nisha out. The Sonic Wave, it does connect onto Nisha on the Ember, but the Blade Mail reflecting a good chunk of that damage back. Another Sleight of Fist Searing Chains out onto the Shaman, but the Shaman controls the Golem up from the high ground, while Boxy ends up dropping. Nightfall's found himself a triple kill. And Liquid might have bitten off more than they can chew here. It's going to be a bit difficult for the side of Liquid to... Or rather, for the side of Aurora to come back in this game, as once again, Liquid just continue to make the moves. It's going to be Nisha who finds the kill. And well, the 14-minute Wisdom Shrine from the side of Aurora also going over to Liquid, and it's Nightfall going for the S and Y. Kyotaka in the meantime done with the Blink Dagger. Well, does have a Requiem if he wants to follow it up here. Solar Guardian's coming through though, and he was waiting for that, trying to bait it out, and now he can maybe go in, but with Boxy arriving, that's not going to be the case. In fact, Kyotaka just blinks out and Panto ends up falling. Bit of a weird move here from the side of Liquid, but Nisha's actually found Kyotaka in the meantime. He thought he was saved by the strong camp, but there's the stuns coming in from the side of Liquid, cancelling the TP, and Kyotaka's gonna fall as well. Oh boy. Aurora just getting completely clobbered here. No respite whatsoever. In the mid lane though, they will maybe be able to take down Boxy. Well, Mira should be able to find the kill, but the shots are a bit off the mark. Will only help them find Mira, or is he even gonna do that? Because Mira, okay, well, they're gonna commit the golem here. They're gonna find the Marcy at the very end. Toby gets the credit for the kill. But man, Sean's been taken, and Aurora have essentially made 0 moves. And well, okay, Dawnbreaker is gonna come in with the Solar Guardian in the mid lane, and they're gonna be able to find Toronto Tokyo on the Queen of Pain. Quick kill going their way, as Nisha's the one who sets it up on the Ember. Somebody from the Liquid side. Or at least force out that Solar Guardian. Mira, he's gonna be able to sneak away a Wisdom Shrine underneath Liquid's nose, but, well, does eventually get caught, and that's the kill going the way of Nisha. The Ember. Department now with that start. Toby, oh, he cancelled his TP somewhere as Mickey ends up finding Phantom. Kyotaka's also in trouble. Oh boy. Liquid strike on multiple fronts at once as Saberlight sets up for the kill onto the Shadow Fiend, and with that, Liquid, they can actually go and take the mid or the top tier too. Nisha, hunting, looking for more, wants to try and find Mira on the Marcy, and Mira is so dead. Nightfall, though, does have the blink, goes in with the Avalanche, but there's the Snowball save coming in from Boxy. Toronto Tokyo's going to blink in on the Queen of Pain, has the Sonic Wave at the ready, but probably does not feel like expending it on the Tusk. I don't think the Tusk is even going to die. Okay, well, he does, but gonna cost you an arm and a leg as Nightfall ends up falling. Mira buys back on the Marcy, but what the hell is he gonna TP back into? Toronto Tokyo now getting chained up, stuns out here from the rest of the members of Liquid, and with the fatal boards being dropped, it's gonna be Toby who gets the kill. It's the Warlock who ends up finding the Queen of Pain as Liquid. Strike from the Shadow Shaman. And look at Liquid, they want to try and pull something here, jump into the base, Mira in some trouble, and Nisha with the Aghanim Scepter will be able to find him. It's going to be the Marcy dead here, as Mickey, okay, he wants to try and take the tier 3, Glyph, not available, and this is just going to be a set of racks going the way of Liquid. Aurora not around to defend this, they are not getting done anything else, anywhere else on the map. With that amp damage. They're going to try and take this fight. They're going to spot out the Queen of Pain, make short work of Toronto Tokyo, and they have the damage. The stuns are also there from Boxy. Quick kill going the way of Team Liquid. Mickey didn't even need the God Strength for that. And now the rest of Aurora. Okay, well, they get a fight Saberlight here on the Dawnbreaker, but the backup is arriving, although they quickly cancel their TPs instead, and they're going to turn their attention towards the last remaining tier 3. This could potentially be mega creeps here for Liquid, unless Aurora do something to stop them. There's the buyback coming through from Toronto Tokyo. Mickey debating whether he should go in or not. Still has about half duration remaining on the God Strength. There's the Hex coming through. They're going to try and quickly take down the Sven, and with the Fear and the Sonic Wave, they will be able to find him. Liquid don't have the response, or do they? Nisha are actually running around on the Ember with the help of those remnants. They're going to take out 3 on the side of Aurora for the low price of 1, as Nisha with the amp damage goes to work. There's the buyback coming in from Saberlight with the Solar Guardian as Nightfall desperately trying to scrounge up some revenge kills here, but Boxy is buying time, buys time with the Snowball, blinks out at Nightfall. Just left without a battle up in Schitt's Creek, as he's going to try and find something here. Desperate attempt here from Aurora to get anything on board, but it's going to be Panther losing his life. Saberlight's got the BKB. They can turn his attention towards him. Nightfall will finally get Boxy, but that's going to be a dieback coming in from your Shaman here. And Nisha, he's still alive on the Ember. He's healthy. He's got a lot of HP and mana, and he's got spells to work with. Kyotaka is going to be in so much trouble here on the SF. Remnant coming back up for Nisha, and well, Nightfall forced to pop the BKB, but he does not have the damage to bring down the Ember as Liquid. They make the side of Aurora bleed for their attempt. Even blinking in, Nightfall is in some trouble, and they just drop the double Gs. They're done. Aurora gonna tap out here in game number 1 against the side of Liquid, as Nisha puts up a clinic on the Ember, keeps the side of Aurora in
Cave Johnson here. What are we doing here?
Venom Man.
This time, they feel like Liquid have got a slight edge here. Somewhat struggling otherwise. Saberlight's actually gone for the Gale level 1. Panto has the Thunderstrike. If they're going to try and make a play for Saberlight here, nice flame break from Mira. Should be able to get the kill onto the Venomancer, as Nightfall really wants to secure the last hit. Down bottom though, Mira made a bit of an attempt onto Mickey's life on the Tiny, but Mickey has the wall and he's going to be fine. Toronto Tokyo now coming over, does have the Firestorm, but I don't think it's going to be enough to take down Mickey. Mickey just going to be able to walk it off. It's just a level 1 Firestorm coming in from Toronto Tokyo. That's going to be a free kill going over to the way of Liquid. Running a bit. Saberlight actually putting points into the Poison Touch. Sorry, Poison Sting, excuse me. On the Weno, mid lane, Nisha has to be a bit careful here. Kyotaka does have the raindrops, and Nisha is just going to be solo killed here. Beautiful stuff from the Ember. Manto even gives him over a tip, and down bottom they will even lose Mickey. Well, Toby gets a return kill with the Aethershock, but Aurora going to be very happy with that sequence of events here in both. Down bottom though, Mickey could be in some trouble. Mira once again coming over on the Batrider, trying to set up for some kills here. Toronto Tokyo has the Lotus, will drop the Firestorm in the pit. Connecting on to 3, but Nisha should certainly be able to get the Underlord at the very least. Mira wants to try and find some return kills though, and he will indeed take down the puck before he drops. Panto arrives as well on the Disruptor, looking for another return kill, and Toby is so dead. Shadow Shaman bites the dust, and the Underlord, he actually has used the Fiend's Gate to come up top, but Nightfall's going to be in some trouble. He tried to get aggressive onto Saberlight, but Saberlight able to kite him out on the Venomancer. The Noxious Plague going to work, but Nisha in the meantime loses his life in the mid lane as Panto finds him with the Static Storm. Ooh, Toby, his smoke is gonna break. Don't think they spotted him though. As, okay, well, Kyotaka is going to take the bait. They go in with the Static Storm, but there's the call coming in from Nisha. Serpent Ward's committed as well from Toby, so they might just be able to get the Ember. In fact, the Ember's dead. Toby, he might have given up his life, but it's for a good cause, as Panto going to be next on the menu, served up alongside the Ember. As Boxy tries to TP out, but there's the lasso coming in from Mira. They'll get some revenge kills here. Liquid actually end up losing 3. Saberlight got glimpsed back up top where he was found by the Nightfall Ursa, so Liquid, I think Saberlight's probably going to pick that up soon after the vessel is done. As mid lane, they end up catching out Kyotaka once again. The silencers are perfect. With the chain disables, they get the Ember again. Kyotaka completely overplays his hand and bites the dust. Boxy gets the credit for that kill. Oh my god, Nisha actually does get the damage room, but that's going to cost him his life as the supports come in with the Static Storm, looking to find the puck. Well, Toby, no hesitation, commits the Mass Serpent Wards, and Kyotaka taking some damage as they will lose Panto, but oh, look at that, they also found Boxy in the meantime. Toronto Tokyo tanking up the Noxious Plague from the Venoman, says Toby was trying to stand his ground and fight in the mid lane, but Kyotaka ends up cleaning him up, and Toronto Tokyo survives the entire ordeal on that Underlord. Aurora answering back in how is on this Underlord. They're going to have to commit a lot if they want to kill him. And look at that in the mid lane. There's the lasso out onto the puck, but where's the follow-up disabled? There's the Static Storm coming in from Panto, and once again, Nisha's misery continues as he gets found by the Ember again in the mid lane. Been a bit of a hot and cold game from Kyotaka, but at the moment, he is absolutely styling on them. Even Toronto Tokyo coming in with the Fiend's Gate. Triple kill for the Ember as they even find Mickey. Things going from bad to worse here for the side of Liquid as they lose their position 2 and their position 1. And Kyotaka even found the haste rune on the Ember. He wants to try and set up for more. Saberlight could be in some trouble. There's the Remnant flying through. Gale is not going to slow him down. He drops the Noxious Plague, but all that damage is only going to be returned with the Blade Mail as they end up finding Saberlight. Nice terrorize, but once again the haste rune actually keeping Kyotaka alive. The Yule Scepter to quickly dispel the Cursed Crown while Nightfall comes in on the Ursa. Looking to find Toby. Toby buying some time with the Shackles, but while this was happening, they got Boxy. And Liquid just don't have the respawns. Very staggered TPs coming in from them as Nisha tries to come in and do some work, but Well, at least be able to get out back towards safety. Kyotaka's here though on the Ember. Dream Call committed on to 2, but where's the follow-up? 3 of your teammates are dead, and all 5 members from Aurora have shown up to this bottom lane. Kyotaka being given an inch, taking a mile, and potentially also cutting Liquid's head clean off of that one. As once again, the chain's going to prevent the shot from coming through. Nisha is in so much trouble on the puck. Does not have the waning grip or the phase shift. He's dead. Saberlight also going to be found. Pipe of Insight coming through from Toronto Tokyo as Mira survives on a sliver of HP. Gets a few seconds off of the lasso. But now Saberlight has joined the fray only to fall. Boxy's going to be found again as well as Aurora group up. Blink Battle Fury done, and Saberlight looks like he'll finally be able to find something here. Panto, oh, wait a second. Nightfall, he tried to go in for the denier, but he might end up paying the price for it. And Rages there, he will break the Dream Coil. But with the Spirit Vessel upon him, I don't think Nightfall's going to be surviving here for much longer. The Poison Sting and the Spirit Vessel, is it enough? He is dropping so low, but he'll somehow survive and make it back to base. And while this was happening, Mickey ends up being found again, although this time, maybe, just maybe they can find Kyotaka, but the Radiant Rift is off the mark, the Red then down. The Ember survives for a little while longer. Toronto Tokyo comes in on the Underlord, slaps them down. As it's a triple kill for him. Saberlight tried to come in and try and find Kyotaka, but Kyotaka is going to be fine. Has the Flame Guard, TP's out, back to full health he goes. He's on his shoulders. It's going to be his job to pull Liquid out of this run as Toby, okay, trying to be the hero of the moment. Actually does find Kyotaka, but there's a quick Fiend's Gate coming through along with the Blade Mail. They should be able to find the Shaman. Yule Scepter keeping the Ember alive, but there's the Dream Coil out onto 2. The Static Storm is going to be committed. Can they keep the Ember alive? No, they cannot, but there's Mira with the lasso and the magic damage. They will find Nikkei in turn. Boxy to soon follow as well. And it's going to be 3 dead for the side of Liquid. They did manage to take down the mid laner and the off laner on the side of Aurora, but Nisha is finally starting to clean up shop as he's showing up big time now on the puck. Level 17, as Mira wants to find him, drops a sentry ward, but once again an illusory orb, gonna keep Nisha alive. Nightfall blinking forward. Can he find Nisha? No, Nisha blinks away. Popped by Kyotaka, and he's eyeing up Saberlight on the Venomancer. Backup is arriving for the Ember as well. He was a bit off the mark with the chain. Saberlight did not TP out because there's a Disruptor with the Glimpse. And they are going to be able to take down the Venomancer here. It's going to be Kyotaka who gets the kill. Nightfall even shows up for good measure. As Mira. Who's he looking to find? Mickey? He's got the Mantis Style, so you can probably still lasso him and find the kill, but he has some status resistance. Boxy's going to show himself. Do you just want to go for him? No, Boxy! Great awareness there with the Shadow Realm and just going to TP out after providing all that vision. And well, oh no, Nisha, he's going to get found on the puck. He's down for 65 seconds without buyback. Not too sure how that happened. I guess they caught him out with a Static Storm. And oh my god, while this was happening, there's this lasso out onto Toby on the Shaman. They will be able to get the position 5 of Liquid as well, but Nightfall looking to go back in. Mickey's around this time around on the Tiny, and Saberlight's going to be here as well on the Venomancer. Aegis still at the ready for Nightfall as the Lotus Orb reflects the Noxious Plague, and Kyotaka wants to go in with this. He wants to try and find some return kills here on the Ember. Drops the Sleight of Fist, Avalanche, toss back as well, but there's the Yule Scepter coming in. Nightfall looking to jump back in though on the Ursa. Manages to take down the Tiny as Boxy is in so much trouble. The glimpse back onto Saberlight. They're going to catch him in the Pit of Malice, slowing down the Widowmancer, the Firestorm upon him, but he will survive for now. And Aurora are going to get away. Nightfall will get the full regen back with the Aegis regeneration as it times out. Toby shackling the Underlord, but he's got no friends around as he might as well have been shackling something else. And once the Chivas is out, life gets very difficult for the Liquid members here as looks like it was already very difficult to begin with. Saberlight's gonna get found, attempting to TP out, but there's the Pit of Malice coming in from Toronto Tokyo, cancelling out the TP. Nightfall gonna be able to find that kill. Quickly picks it up on the Ursa. Mid lane though, Kyotaka just trying to assert himself on the Ember. Static Storm comes in though from the Disruptor as, well, the Glimpse is there to cancel the TP, but they've got Kyotaka in the meantime. They might just be able to bring down the Ember. He is very tanky, but not tanky enough to survive all those disables as there's a buyback coming in from Kyotaka. Really wants to punish the side of Liquid here. There's the BKB at the ready. Toby trying to shackle, trying to survive, but he cannot survive any longer as Nightfall also comes in on the air. So they're going to bring down the Tiny as well as Kyotaka's buyback nets him a double kill. Panto looking for the Aghanim Scepter in the meantime, and well, oh, wait a second, Nisha actually saw the damages! No way, the Buck strikes when you least expect him, as at the very least. Nisha is going to keep some semblance of hope alive. Pops the BKB to get out of the Static Storm, and he will succeed. The Ursa actually ends up biting the dust somehow, Nisha. Oh, he made the best out of no situation in that one. And Aurora's in such deep waters now. Ready though, and Boxy, he is gonna spot him out. Toby is here with the Blink and the Hex, and he's gonna go in on the Shadow Shaman. There's the Shackles coming out as well. Terrorize is gonna be committed along with the Bedlam. They will fight the Ember. No buyback for 120 seconds as Liquid just might have done it here. Panto. Nightfall's dropping fairly low, but while this was happening, towards the Dire base, the Underlord's looking like he's in some trouble. The Static Storm going to protect him for the time being, though. There's a glimpse back onto Mickey. He's going to get caught here by the Pit of Malice. Toronto Tokyo trying to go to work with the right-click damage, but it's not the greatest. Now Nightfall comes in, swipes down the Tiny. Shadow Shaman's going to be found as well. As Aurora, despite being in a 4v5 situation, managed to make the most out of it. Enraged at the ready for Nightfall. He will commit it. Toronto Tokyo will fall, however. It does come at a cost. But Mira, he's gonna get the lasso back up fairly soon. He's just trying to survive though for the time being, and Nisha will be able to find him. A 3-for-2 exchange as Liquid once again lose their carry, but Nisha is starting to do the work here on the puck. She was guarding 25. Kyotaka's looking for his 25 on the Ember. Doesn't have it just yet. Just missing a few XP. Mickey shows himself, and there's the Static Storm coming through. Mira with the lasso as well. Going to keep the Tiny controlled up as Nisha goes in with the BKB. He's going to find one. It's going to be the Batrider to start things off, and Panto's also in some trouble. The anti-damage rune going to work here for the Buck as he's found himself a double kill. Aurora might just have to ducktail and run, but they will find Boxy at the very least. And now Nisha, hexed up for the time being, is dropping low. Kyotaka with the BKB will be able to find the Shadow Shaman as Nightfall dropping so low on the Ursa, but getting a lot of damage off onto Nisha before he dies. Nisha with the phase shift survives for a little while longer, but he finds the kill with the Shiva's Guard as there's a buyback coming in from Boxy. But Kyotaka, he is just looking to clean up shop. Yule Scepter gonna help him survive here as Saberlight in some trouble, eats the chains, and there is Kyotaka going in. Okay, Shadow Shaman buying back. They want to try and punish the Ember here. But he's got a Lotus Orb upon him. The spell's being reflected back and forth. Another Sleight of Fist coming back up soon. And well, Kyotaka, he's going to find himself 2 quick kills. There's going to be a dieback on Boxy as Toby. Also going to be next here on the Shadow Shaman. Turned into a chicken. And taken down. Nightfall hands over a tip. Trying to push out the mid-wave. Mickey does have the Blink Tag and the Harpoon at the ready. If they could fight Panto, it could be huge. Mickey goes in, but he's off the mark. The Avalanche does not find anyone. Saberlight bikes forward, or rather Hurricane bikes himself forward as, well, there's a Static Storm committed, but it catches absolutely no one. This might be the fight Liquid are looking for. Toby goes in, he's found Mira on the Batrider, but he's going to get quickly hexed up by Toronto Tokyo and found. As now Nightfall comes in on the Ursa, drops the BKB, they're going to find Boxy, they quick work on the Dark Willow, and that's Boxy down without buyback. Kyotaka, remnanting left, remnanting right, he's also found Saberlight in the meantime, and now Mickey is going to be next. No BKB for him. He tries to harpoon himself into Nightfall, but Nightfall just swipes him down. And Kyotaka gets the kill there as Nisha desperately trying to find something here. He wants to get Panto on the Disruptor, but Panto's A-okay. And Nisha is in so much trouble. The Hex was out from Toronto Tokyo. BKB committed from the puck. But he has to be so careful. Panto, he's got another Thunder Strike coming back up. He's going to go in, and he does not spot out Nisha. Nisha's fine. Level 28 now on the Ursa, so he's got even more status resistance on the Enrage. As okay, Kyotaka goes in, but there's the Nullifier actually keeping him controlled up. Do they have the Dream Coil though? And looks like it is not up for the time being, so Kyotaka surviving. Glimmer came out onto him. They don't have vision. The Sleight of Fist and the Remnants away. The Windbreaker again up into the air as Nisha tries to jaunt in and find the Ember, but he's just gonna find his mangled corpse. As Toronto Tokyo swipes him down, and now Kyotaka in the middle of all of these heroes again. Wind Waker into the air with the BKB. Nisha drops the coin, but there's the Static Storm out again from Panto. They're gonna catch the puck. Liquid so done with this game. They're gonna tap out. GG is called. diebacks on all of their heroes as Aurora look to make it a 5-man dieback, but Toby will survive.